That's why if I had any recommendations, I would to anyone start this diet because it will change your aspects to life.
Awesome, Chris. So, yeah, welcome to our client transformation series, man. Excited to have you on, dude. Really, really powerful transformation. Absolutely inspiring, man. And the main aspect for this is, yeah, hoping to inspire other guys to reach their full potential, healing the gut, getting in their best shape, man. So, yeah, it's good to have you
Yeah.
on, dude. So, just
Oh,
introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do for a living? What's going on there? Yeah.
perfect, man. Well, nice to meet you all. I'm Christopher. I am currently from Scotland. I was originally born in South Africa, but moved here when I was 4. Um, and this journey that I've been on in the last 12 weeks has just been short of nothing but it's been a journey, put it that way. I recommend it to anybody that's ever feeling like they need to make life changes or they feel like they're stuck, like they don't know what they're doing in their life, like they've got nothing planned. A bit of advice I'd say is if you've stuck in any sort of way, the best way is just to start focusing on yourself and just build on yourself, and it'll all come naturally to you, man. 100%.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome, Chris. So, Chris, let's just go through to life before starting the transformation and before starting the diet protocol. Where was you before? Like physique wise, what was you trying? Where was you in that place? Yeah.
Well, I will start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go. Yeah.
obviously, at a young teenage age, you're looking at your body going, could be a bit bigger. But obviously you're a teenager, so a lot of the teenager things get in the road. So I went for a bad breakup, and for about 3 years I blamed everybody else. You know what I mean? I let myself get out of control. I was eating a lot of processed junk foods all the time. I mean, all the time, every day if I could, I'd eat it. So my journey probably, when I wanted to make the change, it was probably after I stopped feeling sorry for myself and blaming other people for my problems. So I really got into fasting. I was really mind blown at like how people could fast for like 2 or 3 days without eating. This went on to studying people that would literally not eat for like years, like they're called breviarians or something. So I get really inclined to fasting, and then when I started to fast, obviously I lost a substantial amount of fucking fat in that. So I really looked skinny. So I looked like a pale figure. So my next point after that was to really start to focus on my body, and then that's when I noticed how I was feeling in the morning, and then obviously how I was feeling towards the night. So started with a PT, which is now a very 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 close friend. He gave me a food plan. It was basic. It was like crushed up Weetabix in the morning with Greek yogurt, with honey. It was kind of clean eating. I would have chicken wraps for my lunch and that with rice, but it was just like processed chicken, cheap rice, the shitty wraps, the shitty mints. It was like everything was just crap. It was just cheap and cheerful.
Mhm.
But again, with that PT at the time, it was turned more into friends than clients. Do you know what I mean? So it was easy to go 6 in the morning training session. I'd back, is it alright if we just move it to later on? And he'd back, yeah, that's fine. So a lot of the structure in my routine kind of went downhill, and it went for like you can eat whatever you want, kind of. My PT was saying just to put the weight on. So in my head, I'm like, I can eat whatever I want. So I went back to eating junk food, then mixing it with healthy foods.
Mhm.
And again, the way I was feeling was just horrible. It was working, like I was getting results, but I was feeling a lot fat and heavier. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I was getting fatigued throughout the day a lot quicker, a lot easier. Um, so I done that for about 6 to 8 months, and that's when I started watching you in the Superhuman diet, and I'm like, how am I eating 7,000 calories a day basically, and these guys are eating 3 meals? Do you know what I mean? I was eating about 5 meals a day, and I'm like, kind of keep going on like this. Like, I felt like my body was never getting a break. You know what I mean? It was just constantly overloading with food. Like, I mean, constantly. I would have a Domino's every single night, every single night. Do you know what I mean? Because I was looking at that going, that's 2,500 calories on top of what I'm eating now. Do you know what I mean? So my mindset was there, but it wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like I didn't understand my body well enough until obviously I felt the effects I was getting for eating shit and healthy shit because it just doesn't mix. Like
Mhm.
you can't be doing both. You know what I mean? Like you need to be doing the one just to stay focused. So after watching your videos and seeing what like the results you were getting, like, especially a few of your clients, man, some of them are absolutely insane. So instantly I started getting into that. I wasn't even joined with these yet, but I started having the steak and eggs. I started just introducing fruits into my diet, which again, I've never ate fruits. Like, I didn't even kidding you on. The most I ate was like an orange or an apple, and it was like once in a blue moon, even for a young age. So trying the new fruits and everything else has been like a new experience, but I'm open to all of it. So once I started with these, mind blowing,
Yeah.
genuinely mind blowing. Like, I was on half the calories, and I'm like even my mum's like, you're not eating enough. So I'm like, what do you mean I'm not eating enough? Like, you don't understand what the foods I'm eating because my mum and my family are like, they're blinded by it all. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm buying my foods, my mum will go and look at the cheap option and go, no, you're getting double the foods for less the price. And I'm like, but that's all processed chicken. I was like, that's not going to give me any beneficial apart from just bring more problems to me. So a lot of arguments with my mum and that as well. Try to explain to them how real foods is the best way. But you
Yeah.
can only lead the blind so far. So this journey's just been me. I mean, I made it about myself, and it's just all about self-love, discipline, um, and the results I'm getting over the last 12 weeks has just actually been frightening. Genuinely, I can't even describe it. You need to start it to then start to see the results and believe it because the energy levels that you get are frightening. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was lifting heavier. I was literally every morning I was waking up and I could go out a walk. Whereas before I'd wake up going, I need to get up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it was short. Honestly, this journey's just been amazing for me, and I don't see myself ever going back to the way I was. You know
Good
what I
man.
mean? The only way for me is forward and up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wicked Chris. Awesome, man. Freaking inspiring, man. You've been on a journey, so you was more focused on just hitting calories and whatever foods. Now you're actually prioritizing the nutrients, giving your body what it needs. So how has that made you feel as well, more mentally and more energized, I assume? And yeah, your body changes. It's been incredible.
Mentally, obviously, you know it yourself. Like the first couple of weeks, I didn't really notice my size changing. It's only until somebody says, "Bro, you look shredded," and then that's when you actually look, going, "Holy shit, I actually did, man." You know what I mean? So, and it kept getting better and better. So the mentality of your mind just gets stronger and stronger. Like, but now we can't. I've started reading books. Like I'm partially dyslexic, so like reading and all that stuff was I always put that off. Whereas now, as I'm open to the idea of fucking everything, see everything that's going to be good and beneficial for me, I'm all for it, regardless if I need to start from the beginning or I've got a bit of experience in it. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, it's basically I won't shy away from things like I used to because I feel like even before I started it, like I used to be a smoker. I used to smoke cigarettes. Stopped that, and when I realised I could stop cigarettes, I stopped fizzy juice. You know what I
Wow.
mean? I realised I stopped fizzy juice, and fizzy juice was harder than the cigarettes for me because I was literally fizzy juice every single day for like a lot of my life. You know what I mean? So trying to cut that habit out was mental. But once I realised I could stop that, your mind just becomes unstoppable, man. Like
Yeah.
anything you think, like a lot of my friends go, "You torture yourself. Um, why do you not eat that? Why do you not do this?" And I'm like, because I could tell myself no. And I was like, you can't tell yourself no. And they're going, like, you're, what does he say? You're self-torturing yourself. It's just like, I'm not self-torturing myself, mate. It's self-love. Like, you can't turn around and say no to things. Whereas I'll turn around and go, I've got to say no to that because I know it's not good for me.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people struggle in that department and they look at you different. And again, that feeds my energy because then I'm going, that makes me feel strong because you can't do that, but I can. But
Yes.
in reality, your mind, you can do anything. You know what I mean? You can literally do anything.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
why if I have any recommendations, I would to anyone start this diet because it will change your aspects to life.
Mhm. Wicked, man. You've built extra self-discipline, man, as well, by the sounds.
Yeah.
Freaking completely life-changing, Chris. So that's awesome, man. Just talk me through,
See,
Chris, like a full day. Let's go through a full day of eating now. Like roughly what's going in, breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the moment. Yeah.
right. So I'll get up at about half 5, 6 o'clock. and I'll go straight for an hour's walk. Like, I mean, straight bash out, straight for an hour's walk. I'll come in and I'll get my smoothie sorted. Um, and me and Joe talk quite a lot as well, so I like to introduce some steak and eggs as well in the morning. So I'll have my smoothie and steak and eggs.
Yeah.
And obviously then I'll go about my day. I'll go to my work, which I cut grass as well. So it's a very high active job. Like I average about 30,000 to 40,000 steps a day,
Wow.
and that's including my walk in the morning as well. Um, don't get me wrong. Once I'm finished work as well, like, I like to stay active, so I go and see my friends and that quite a lot. So they've got dogs, so it's again I'm always walking. Do you know what I mean? Even after my work, even after my gym session, I always feel like I'm always on the go. Like I hate sitting about. Like I feel like I need to be on the move. So I for lunch I'll have my chicken, my rice and courgette, and then sometimes I'll introduce some sweet potato as well because I'm absolutely obsessed with sweet potato. Then like, I can't get enough of it. Even sometimes I'll put the feta cheese in it, or I'll mix it up and I'll put the drizzle of honey on top of my chicken as well. Um, and then that'll do me till about 4 o'clock. And I'll have my fruits, or I'll have like biltong, and my three boiled eggs as well on top of that.
Mhm.
That'll do me. I'll go home again. I'll need to run a bit quickly because I sometimes need to pick my brother and my sister up for work. So after that, I will head to the gym, do my gym session, and then after that, it's my big dinner. So tend to try and have the steak and eggs, no, the steak and chips for my dinner, which I try do as much as I can. But sometimes I'll have like the super burger with the avocado and that,
Mhm.
which I do enjoy, but I literally just eat steak and eggs every day, man. So
Good man.
I try and aim for steak and eggs before my bed as well,
Wow.
just to see me off a little bit. Sometimes again I'll introduce like me and Joe have been talking and we introduced like a dessert yogurt,
Yeah.
and it's basically yogurt, fruits, and cocoa powder. So and a wee
Nice.
bit of milk. So
Yeah.
that acts like a dessert. And amazing, mate. See, especially at night when you've just had the steak and eggs. Because again, because I'm so active, I always feel an appetite. See,
Mhm.
after I've ate like an hour later, I'm like, I could eat something else, man. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's grab a bit of fruit or just keep the energy levels up, get some of the electrolytes in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say that's about my average day eating, 100%.
Mhm. Awesome, man. So, Chris, you've definitely got it locked in, dude. I mean, the results speak for themselves. I'll add your photos on the screen here as well to showcase.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're all dialed in, man, which is amazing. So, Chris, what would you give an advice for guys around sustainability with this diet? Because we get a lot of people thinking it's not sustainable. How can you do this through this aspect or with families? You know, how have you managed to do it around family life, work life, friend life? How have you managed to keep it sustainable and that you're just going
Oh,
to continue doing? Yeah.
sometimes it's not easy. Like sometimes, like life gets too much. Again, I see at the weekends especially. I like to be outdoors, so I'm constantly traveling up north. I
Mhm.
mean, doing stupid drives, 3 hour drives, just to go and sit in the woods for like fucking 6 hours. But that's not like my tranquility, man. That's my peace. Like I feel like I'm motivated. I stay in control. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's my escape. I feel like my normal life. So there is times, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Every weekend I'm away doing something, so I need to meal prep everything. Do you know what I mean? So the meal prep can be hard, but see when you know the results you are getting and
Yeah.
it keeps you in that routine, you just need to keep doing it, man. Like if I had to say to anybody that was really stuck or struggling, give it a bash. Because once you start setting that discipline, that routine, man, it's embedded in your head. You start to do that without the diet. Do you know what I mean? Like your full life becomes independent of having a structure, a routine, and discipline. And it's crazy. Like I would never go runs, but it's literally yesterday I was away. I run up a hill. I literally ran up it with no t-shirt on. Don't get me wrong, freezing. I mean, freezing. But the feeling you get after it, like it's your goals. See, when you beat your goals every single day, like the goals you're setting, it's life changing for your mind. Like I can't even describe the feeling you get. Um, but once you get into that mode, it's simple. Everything makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like I could eat every single meal, the same meals every day for the rest of my life because I know what I'm getting. I know the nutrients. Like my mum always says this to me: "I eat to survive," and it's no, it's like, I eat because I know what I'm getting. It was like that meal that I'm eating every single day is amazing, and she's like, "Can it be amazing every day?" And I'm like, "No, it is. I'm telling myself it's amazing, so it's going to be amazing." You know what I mean? That's just the mindset I'm trying to get to now. And I really think it's starting to work, man, because generally I look at the same meals every single day and I'm buzzing. Like, I mean, buzzing to eat them.
Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
It's
That's what
amazing, man.
we want, that long term, Chris, for all of our
Oh,
clients.
there's no going back. See, when you're putting all this work in, do you know what I mean? Why would you want to go back? Like, you know, the only way is up. You know what I mean? The only way is forward, not to take 3 steps back. Like, that's just ridiculous, man. Like, that's obviously just my mindset now, man. But if you just put in all that graph just to go, I'm going to go back to the way I was, then that obviously didn't work for you, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, the long term aspects, and you're just going to continue go forward, depending on maybe which phase you go
Oh,
in.
I'm going to grow. I'm going to grow. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's, I might be growing inside, but mentally, physically, I'll be growing. Like the only way is forward. Like I'll not be going back the way. Like this is lifestyle. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's
Wicked.
no two ways about it. Like
Mhm.
people say, oh, you should go back to, oh, you should have this, you should have that. And I'm like, nah, you should have this, you should have that, and
Mhm.
then you'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Awesome, man. And Chris, let's just go through. So how has the coaching experience been as well? So like with the check-ins,
Um,
how's the program been with the communication as well? How's that been overall via WhatsApp? Yeah.
this is another big aspect for me as well. Like the communication between your coach and that it should be key.
Yeah.
And the way me and Joe are now, it's unbelievable, man. Like we message each other every day. I'm always sending him my goals. Do you know what I mean? Sending him my wins. It's vice versa. Like he's always making sure that you got everything you need. Do we need to work on the diet? Should we book a phone call in? Which he's doing what a coach should do. Do you know what I mean? He's putting the time and effort in. And it's can't thank Joe enough, to be honest, man, because every single time we check in, he motivates me even more. Do you know what I mean? Even when I'm having shit weeks, he'll be like, bro, don't worry about it. He was like, you can't be perfect all the time. But you're still smashing it. Do you know what I mean? So there was constantly motivation there
Yeah.
for him, which a coach should be doing. You know what I mean? He's taking his time and effort with me, which again, I can't thank him enough because he's been absolutely spot on so far. Like
Yeah.
every time we wanted to change the diet up, every time we've even when I'm sending again my wins, he's getting motivated by me, which again that gives me super confidence because again that's coming for you guys, you know what I mean? So it means a lot more.
Mhm. Wicked, man. Awesome, Chris. And with like, what advice would you give some guys, Chris, that are sitting on the fence about starting the diet protocol, just going for it because it's going to require some change, right, for some individuals. But what advice would you give those because now you've taken the step and now you've gone for it? So what would be the best advice? And you've got great results. Yeah.
Stop fucking about.
Yeah.
Stop being scared to take that leap. Just fucking go for it because it'll be the best decision you ever make in your life. I'm not saying that it might not work, but I guarantee you it'll work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you're sitting delaying the process when you could be literally doing it right now, and it's going to keep eating away at you. Let's see the amount of times before I even started the gym, I was like a stick thin figure. I was constantly comparing myself to other people. It's the worst thing you could do. Just go into the gym. You know what I mean? That was my biggest fear about going into the gym is the fact that again, I'm the smallest person there. Other people there, I feel like everybody's looking at me. I can't do this.
Mhm.
But once you're in that environment, like even you look about, nobody's looking at you. Nobody cares. Like everybody's in there doing the exact same thing as you. You know what I mean? So my biggest advice is stop fucking about, go for it, because it's either going to change your life or it's not going to be for you. But 9 times out of 10, it's going to change your life, 110%. Especially this diet. This I've been doing this for about 2 years now, And in the last 12 weeks, that's how it's been transformation. You know what I mean? Life changing. I can't even express it enough. Like the energy levels you get, your mentality, your confidence levels, like everything comes into play. Do you know what I mean? Like it just changes everything. Like, and again, all the foods that I've ate, tried, they've all been new to me. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe how good coconut oil is as well, by the way. I know it's a bit random, but
Good.
that goes with everything. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Are you cooking with coconut oil using butter or using beef tallow or what are you using? Yeah.
I'm using butter now, that Kerry Ann's Irish Gold butter.
Nice.
And then I am using coconut oil quite a lot.
Are you cooking with coconut oil or are you having it with like Greek yogurts and puddings?
I've not tried that in Greek puddings yet, or Greek yogurts, man. That sounds a
Have you
game changer, to
have
be honest.
you cooked with it?
I've cooked it, yes. Yes,
Nice,
I've cooked it.
nice, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's amazing. That's what I mean. Even the smell, like, I like to slow cook my chicken, my rice and that. So I slow cook it in one of the glass dishes. And see the smell of the coconut oil and the courgettes or the zucchini and that. All it just mixed together. It's frightening. Actually, like, absolutely frightening, man. Like, I'm even my mouth's watering at the thought of it, man.
Wicked. Awesome, Chris.